Okay, welcome back to the SketchUp tutorial. We're going to start activity 4 now, where we're actually going to put some textures on these surfaces we drew in the last two activities. Of course, we put some windows and some doors and chimney and whatnot on there. This paint bucket is your friend when it comes to that. And when I click on the little paint bucket here, the materials pop up kind of on the side here. And if I click on the browse and I go way down the bottom here, you can see there's a drop-down area there. If I click on roofing, it shows me a bunch of different types of shingles. And if I click on one of those and then click on that and click on that surface, holy smokes, look at that. It's got shingles now. The trick is I have to continue to rotate my model to make sure that I'm putting the right material where I want it to be. And then go back to my paint bucket, click on the material. And so now I'll go back into my orbit tool and you can see that both sides of my roof are covered in shingles, which is wonderful. Now I want to do something for this, maybe the side of the shed here. Let's go back into the bucket here. Come back to here. Maybe we want to make this out of wood. So I'll click this guy here. Click my paint bucket and the wood. And there's my wood. To turn the model, I have to go back into my orbit tool. Turn it around a little bit. Maybe zoom out a little bit, maybe even pan a little bit because this little library over here is kind of in the way of my model. So I'll use that guy, the little hand, to drag it, and now I can use my orbit tool to spin it. Go back into my paint bucket. La-di-da. Boom. This is going pretty good. You can see rather quickly I can make this thing start to look like a real structure. The trick is that you have to constantly alternate between your paint bucket tool and your rotate and or orbit tool. Okay. These trim boards here that I made around the edge of things, let's make those just a solid color. Make sure I got my paint bucket loaded up there. Click that guy and boom. Nice. Rotate my model a little bit. Go back to my paint bucket. You can get pretty quick at this with a little practice. Takes you a little bit longer, I understand. That's fine. And there really wasn't much to do there. I guess I'll just do the trim around the door and that circular window now. So go back into my paint bucket. Click on that and zoom in. And wow, it's looking pretty cool. Maybe I'll make this door a different color. I'll click on that. Click on that. And so now, man, it's starting to look pretty professional grade here. One of my old students used to say. Okay. Oh. What about my chimney? Maybe I got to do something with that. Bring this guy over here. We'll make the chimney blackish, I guess. And you can see I kind of have to do that surface by surface, I guess. So I'll roll this guy around so I can see the other side of the chimney. Get my paint bucket. And 1, 2. And that's pretty cool. Now, one more trick I'll show you. Oh, I never did make this red, did I? Okay. I've got a couple of windows here, and those certainly should be glass. So if I go back here into my menu, there should be glass and mirrors. Look at that. So if I get glass, and I click on that surface, there it is. And let me rotate a little bit so I can get right on that guy there. Paint bucket, glass or mirror, whatever it's called. And now I've got myself a pretty nice looking model here. So activity 4 is you taking a few minutes with your already existing structure and going ahead and decorating it, putting on different textures until it looks very much like some kind of a garden shed or something like that. All right? Good luck.